Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Hope you're doing well. My name is Todd. This is why you should watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Classic show. I remember watching it when I was a kid. This video was requested by a Patreon subscriber. You too can join the Patreon. Link down below in the description will get you there. Throw a like at the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Hit that notification bell. That way you know when videos post immediately. And you can come check it out. And let's go.
I am a vocal fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which for a few reasons is an unexpectedly difficult job. There's the Mormon abstinent sparkle vampire starefest, that is Twilight. There's the show's unfortunate and slightly embarrassing to say out loud name. Then there's the gothy, depressed stereotype vampire mythology seems to carry with it.
Why are you fighting this? It's what we want.
It's our chance for immortality.
All of this lately makes the show a hard sell to my friends who haven't seen it, because they think Buffy is for teenage girls. Which, well, it is. But that's certainly not all it is. Like most great entertainment, it can be enjoyed on multiple levels. The point of this video is I'm tired of explaining to my friends why they need to watch this show. I thought I'd just record my Buffy sermon once, and...
It definitely is marketed towards teenage girls, but there was a lot of redeeming qualities, whether or not you're a teenage girl. I don't know how it would look to me today watching episodes, but I assume I could still do it. Obviously, I was a kid when this came out, but of the episodes I saw, I seemed to enjoy it. The movies, not so much.
And for all, and be done with it. Alright, so, in brief, Buffy ran from 97 to 03 and was created by writer-director Joss Whedon. Whedon said he got the idea for Buffy from
97 to 03. I was in elementary school and middle school.
Horror movies where the witless blonde wanders into an alleyway and gets eaten by the monster.
Flown.
He thought, wouldn't it be cool if the blonde walked into the alley, the monster attacked her, and she kicked its ass? The show follows Buffy, the latest in a line of young women known as vampire slayers. There's only one slayer at a time, and they've been around for 1,000 years. Each time the present slayer dies, a new one is gifted superpowers for the battle against vampires, demons, and other baddies. Like previous slayers, Buffy is aided by a watcher who guides, teaches, and trains her. Unlike predecessors, Buffy surrounds herself with friends.
You're the slayer, and we're like the
She was the perfect
The
cast
show seasons are serialized. Each season has one overarching bad guy, called the Big Bad. Buffy ranked 41st on TV Guide's list of 50 greatest shows of all time, second on Empire's 50 greatest shows of all time, and was listed on Time Magazine's 100 best shows of all time. It features some of the greatest episodes of television ever made. So why is it so hard to get people to watch it?
Twilight crap.
Twilight is about a catatonic teenager who falls for a creepy vampire boner.
Twilight ruined any sort of credibility for vampire films.
That sparkles in the sunshine. Its underlying message is the only thing that matters is finding a man and submitting to him.
I will say this. I watched every single Twilight. I sat down. I binged all the movies in a weekend. Back to back to back to back to back. I did take some breaks in between there, but pretty much the entire weekend, all the Twilight films. And I gotta say, the writing was trash. The acting was hit or miss, but mostly the writing was awful. And that's really what ruined it. I know it's made for like a teenage girl audience, but damn, the writing was so shallow. The acting was so-so. It was so bad.
Edward Cullen Stock's What's Her Nuts?
It has its moments. It does have its moments where I was like, oh, this is kind of enjoyable. This is kind of sweet, you know? But boy, most of it, cringe.
For months.
I like watching you sleep.
Do you do that a lot?
Just the past couple of months.
Corners her, abuses her, and she's totally fine with it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, on the other hand, is about a girl with superpowers who punches people in the face.
Stakes to the heart.
You don't have to be a fan of the genre to get something out of the show. Mostly the monsters are metaphors for specific obstacles that we all face growing up. For instance, within the show's mythology, vampires are soulless creatures that don't age. According to Whedon, the soul, as it's depicted in the show, serves as a moral compass. Lacking that, vampires are driven by purely selfish motives, which means they're incapable of moral development. In other words, they can't grow up.
You were my sire, man! You were my Yoda!
Things change.
Not us! Not demons!
So Buffy being the Slayer allows her to kill vampires, metaphors for her personal demons that could prevent her from growing up. Anyway, the point is the monsters are not an end in and of themselves, but rather they are the medium for considering complex topics of morality, isolation, sexuality, and meaning. Also, they are things for her to punch in the face.
And I do like the fact that they used practical effects for the makeup and stuff. Love it.
The show started as a mid-season replacement for Savannah, and generally had a small budget. Part of the reason all the season finales feel like series finales until around season 6 is because Whedon was always nervous about cancellation. To me, most shows primarily fall into two categories, cinema and theater. We have different expectations for a movie than we do a play. No one goes to the Merchant of Venice, looks at the stage and says, "This totally doesn't look like Venice, this place sucks." Likewise, not many people question the realism of 6 friends with retail jobs living in a 1,000-square-foot apartment in downtown New York that's missing a fourth wall. Anyone who wants to appreciate any show needs to be able to put production issues aside. Buffy isn't about the monsters, it's about her path to becoming an adult. Besides, are the effects any more egregious than
On the house!
What are you gonna do? Moisturize me?
With acid.
It was certainly the dark ages for any sort of effects. Right around the turn of the millennia, it was not good. TV had no budgets.
Rest of the book. To serve men, it's a cookbook.
well, yeah. Remember, mid-season replacement on a shoestring budget. The first season is rough.
That was so bad. That was so bad. Oh no.
Okay, fine. Really, there are only a couple of first season episodes you need to watch. But if you do go that route, I'm working on an episode-by-episode guide, which should be up here soon. If
John Ritter.
I don't get an attack of the lazy.
R.I.P.
Get through the first season. And I suggest the second. If you give it a good effort, and by the end of the second season you still think it's not a show for you...
That's fine. I get that, but you're wrong and I hate you.
I freaking love Workaholics. Oh my god. Good reference there, bud. Good reference. For sure. Link down below in the description for the original video. Go throw out some love. I forgot just how cheesy and potentially awful the first couple episodes were. I didn't realize it was a show that came out mid-season. I guess I wasn't old enough to be into entertainment news all that much. Well, okay, this is before we really had much in the way of internet. I think in '97 we still had dial-up. We had it on a computer down in the basement, never went on it. You know, every now and then you'd go on it just to see what it was like, but not like today. Because dial-up was so freaking slow, even back then, I was just like, this is painful. This is painful. I'm going to go play, Super Mario 64. I'm going to go ride a bike. I'm going to go shoot some hoops. Anything other than that. And we didn't have video on demand, so the only time you could see Buffy was when it was on. And there was a ton of shows back then that were good shows. I definitely saw the Angel episode. That was a great episode. Honestly, I can't remember much of Buffy. I remember like bits and pieces, like very tiny amounts of it. Again, pretty young, 5th grade. I mean, again, very young. It came out when I was in like 3rd grade. So I probably shouldn't have been watching it, but... And I definitely watched Saving Private Ryan way too young. Oh, Saving Private Ryan was released in 98. I was in 3rd grade. When Buffy originally came out, I was in 2nd grade. Oh my god. No wonder I don't remember much of that show. I just remember like bits and pieces of it. Enough to know who Angel was, and then my brother started watching Angel, so I caught a couple episodes here and there, but very sparse knowledge of the show. I remember Giles. I remember Spike. I definitely think people should check it out if they've never seen it. It's a piece of like television history. I mean, it's ranked with some of the best television shows ever, which I don't know if I fully agree with that, but maybe I do. I'd have to rewatch it, but at this point, my list is about a mile long in shows I need to watch. Let me know your thoughts on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't mind the title. If it was just Buffy, I guess that'd be okay, but Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of tells you all about the show. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the show? Do you miss it? Do you wish they'd have some reboot or something like that? Different actors? Do you wish it came out today with the budgets that TV shows have? Can you imagine it coming out on Netflix? Oh my god. The graphics would be incredible. The monsters would look great. The blood would be crazy. It would be so good, no one would ever talk about Twilight again. Let me know if you agree with that. I think it's accurate. The amount of money that's being poured into TV shows right now is huge. Imagine Game of Thrones budget for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It'd be insane. Thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate it. Link down below in the description for the Patreon. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.